Hi guys, welcome to talkSCREEN Reviews, where we talk all things movies, what's hot, what's not. I'm Azlan, and this week we're discussing the Abigail Breslin movie, Final Girl. So what do you get when you have a story about a girl who's raised from a young age to murder a bunch of guys who have been on an annual murdering spree of attractive blonde girls? Apparently a really terrible movie.
Veronica, would you like to come with me?
Where?
To a place where I would teach you things. You like learning things, don't you?
What kind of things?
Well, I would be training you for a very important job.
What kind of job?
The kind most people can't handle. There's no one person more powerful than the other. Only the one with the most will is the strongest. You're gonna have to do this mission alone.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
You are an interesting girl.
Look at that! That's awesomely interesting. And that's about as interesting as the movie is going to get. Look, I'm gonna do a talkSCREEN first, and I'm basically gonna tell you right here, right now, not to watch this movie. This is the worst movie I have seen this year, and I don't think there's another movie that's gonna top it. Not even Fantastic Four or Pixels. Yes, I did have high expectations for this movie, and it let me down on every front. Let me just count you the ways, and I'm just gonna say spoilers right now because I'm gonna spoil this movie so you don't have to watch it. But if you do intend to watch this movie and you don't want the spoilers, carry on, you brave soul, and skip to the time code down below. Okay, are they on yet? Good. So let's talk about the biggest problems with Final Girl. I'm gonna do it in 4. Number 1, this guy. Who is this guy? This is Tyler Shields. He's the director of the movie. But he's originally a photographer, and this is his directorial debut. And you can see that. Throughout this movie, you're gonna get a bunch of artsy shots that don't really add much. You've got a whole lot of lens flare and lighting coming through what's supposed to be a really dark forest. What? Yeah, it takes you completely out of the scene when you're running through a forest of lights. And yes, this may tie into a later problem I have with it, but I'll come back to it in point number 4. So point number 2, pacing of the story. We're treated to a great opening scene that I played earlier and a training montage, and things are heating up and getting exciting, and then nothing happens for the next 2/3 of the movie until the very end where I guess Tyler Shields realized that he needed to finish it, and he just wrapped up everything and everything goes down. But by that point, you've already lost the will to live, because I did. All right, problem number 3, casting. I'm sorry, Abigail Breslin. I am so sorry they cast you into this movie. You just do not fit the bill as a tough girl who has been heavily trained to fight. You run awkwardly through the movie. You're getting beat up every time by the villains. You use limited stealth, and your arms don't look like they've been trained to fighting. I know, that's a little bit mean. Yes, you did try to carry this movie, and in fact, I appreciate that. I appreciate both of you, you and Alexander Ludwig. Though you a bit creepy, Alex. You both tried your hardest, but I don't think that could save you from points 1 and 2. And of course, that's not gonna save you from the last point, which is the plot. Okay, so point number 4, and my last point, the plot. Okay, this is gonna be a good and long one. So basically how it starts was you've got Wes Bentley's William, who's training Abigail Breslin's Veronica how to fight and stuff. There's a chokeout scene, there's a scene where they're in a lake and he tells her to get used to running in cold water. All good stuff, but why is he doing this? Apparently, his wife and daughter were murdered by some dudes in the past. Intriguing. Tell me more. No? No more? Yeah, that's it. No more. That just happened. And apparently, this has sent him on a Batman-like crusade, and he's training Veronica as his Robin. But why doesn't he just go out and deliver justice on his own? No idea. It may have something to do with how Veronica kills these 4 guys later, and we'll get into that. But first, how did William come across Veronica and take her into training without anyone knowing? No idea. That's not important. Skip that. Except that is so important because you need to show some sort of plot progression or growth. William is a very interesting character and he has a great opening scene, but he doesn't appear again until the very end of the movie where he slips out of the woods with a sniper rifle when it's all done. He takes no satisfaction in killing them himself or seeing what was wrought. So what was the point of all that? Revenge. All right, so they say it's because of revenge. The movie poster says she will get her revenge. Though I don't know why she doesn't really know these guys or anything. So it could be that he wanted revenge. But how do they do it? And this is where the film gets really artsy and where reality and fantasy gets blurred a little. So before Veronica kills them all, she spikes a drink with this fear cocktail like Scarecrow does in Batman Begins. So all these guys' worst fears are realized right before she kills them. Now, I think that's a very cool subplot, but it's not executed in any satisfying way whatsoever, and ultimately, no one learns anything. One guy sees rabbits, another guy sees his Oedipus complex come to life. Yeah, weird. Another guy sees his girlfriend finding about how he's involved with these murders, and Jameson, that's just Alexander Ludwig's character's biggest fear is that all these girls come back to life and haunt him. Cool. Most of the training skills that were mentioned earlier, not used again. Her running through water or whatever, outrunning a gun, using rocks, yeah, not really used. How it goes is Veronica gets beaten up by every single one of them. She has a little fight tussle and then wins. And that's how it goes for each fight. There's no dynamic change, there's no interest, there's nothing happening. And maybe Tyler Shields was making a point that this revenge flick is not going to be shot as a traditional revenge flick because I don't know why. But then don't build this movie as a revenge movie like Man on Fire, which, incidentally, you should go watch. So after all that, how does this movie end? After all the murder bits are done, William and Veronica head back to a diner and have a milkshake and some waffles.
So how's your pancakes?
Sure.
Mine too.
And then it cuts to black. It just literally cuts to credits. I said, what? I can't believe that's how it ends. I just wasted my life watching this, and I hope you don't do that too, please. This movie, all in all, was a wasted opportunity, and the only people I can really recommend this movie to are people who might want to watch some interesting photography and people who don't really want to watch revenge flicks but want to at the same time. And that sounds a bit confusing, but if you read some of the IMDb comments on this movie, you'll know which person you are. So on that note, this is our review of Final Girl. Do leave us your comments below if you've already seen it. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/talkscreen, and like us on Facebook at fb.com/talkfilm. But for this week's movie review, I'm Azlan, and I will see you next time.